Hello.
Right, let me see.
Well, welcome to the first Lynx live Q&A with myself.
Right, Fraser.
Right, fire in some questions, folks. Or
Right.
Susan, you starting us off? Come on.
Yeah, I'll start us off. So we're just got 9 people, 14 people watching.
Whew.
Just now, 20 people.
Oh, there we go. We're racking up.
They're popular.
We're
here.
racking up.
So guys, if you've got any questions for the coaches, pop them in the comments here, and we'll read them out.
There's a couple already as well.
There's a couple. We've got a couple already sent in. So first one from Colin Harkness saying that what's been evident this season is the increase in accuracy and passing in the game. What has been the biggest factor influence this, guys?
I think one thing me and Fraser could probably say to that is bringing in a John Dolan who's had 20 odd years experience in the senior game. Someone like him he's able to what he's able to do in a game is phenomenal. The way he sees the game, his hockey IQ's out of this world, and then adding that with he's obviously with DeMeo and he's with Ben. That in itself is immense. And then obviously you bring in someone like Brandt, who's got speed. We get Gary back, speed. Even bringing Juice and McCauley into it. All these guys with a lot of energy, a lot of work rate, just opens up the game so much more. And I think as well, the guys have actually listened.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but we've probably gotten through them, I would say, a bit more maybe this year.
Yeah, at times for sure. And I think we've just got so much depth, especially in the forwards, and so much like competition for places. We're a lot fresher all the time because we can play 3 or 4 lines constantly. No matter who we're playing against, and with everybody kind of fighting for a place, especially on the bottom 2 lines. There's always that energy, there's always that work rate, and with that hard work, you're always going to create space over the ice.
Okay, we've got another question here from Rob Jacobs. If you could pick a player from another SNL team to play for the Lynx next season, who would it be and why?
I don't know if we can be answering that when we've not finished this season yet.
I know.
That's a bit of a tough one to ask. There's definitely guys, obviously, around the league that are good players.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name specific names. I think that's unfair to say for other teams when we've still got numerous games still to play. But yeah, there's definitely guys in this league. I think the standard across the league has just been pretty phenomenal.
Yeah. I think it's quite hard to break in our team in a way. So when we're looking at people, it tends to be kind of like people that can add something completely different to what we've got. But geography never tends to be on our side when we're thinking about things like this. Anyone outside of the kind of Aberdeen, Dundee, and further north areas, geography becomes a problem, and then that kind of plays a big part in it.
I think as well, like we've got a pretty tight knit group. Kind of have to come in and fit in.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
kind of hard just to walk in and you got to fit in. It's like I say, it's a tight knit group, and the guys we've added have fitted in like a glove.
Yeah, perfectly,
Likes of Jamie, JD, Brandt have all fitted in really well, which obviously helps us massively. But yeah, if your face doesn't really fit, it's quite tough.
It would be, yeah, for sure.
So we've got one from a John Colley. You might recognise that name.
Cheesecake.
So he's like, guys, where's the trophy? You haven't lost it already, have you?
I don't think we took it to O'Donoghue's on Saturday, did we? I don't remember.
I was looking for it on Monday, I couldn't find it. I don't know what we've done with it.
We're not too sure.
It's lost already.
Maybe
Well,
from central coaches.
It's getting all your names engraved on it.
No, I don't think. No, we'll need to do a manhunt. We'll need to do a manhunt for the a Jagger bobblehead. We'll need to do a hunt for the trophy.
Left on the box.
Easter hunt for the trophy.
Okay, so there's one from Mark Johnson. He's congratulating you on the win.
Thank you.
Let's go for the triple, he says. ideas for next season? Are you still focusing on this season?
Yeah, we're still focusing on. In fairness, me and Fraser lap this. So we love.
That's like the best bit of the summer, kind of. Like when we get the kits and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
we go back and forth a fair bit.
Yeah, and Owen's kind of heavily involved in it, and I mean, there's so many designs that Owen did last year, even that we were so excited about, and pardon?
The Gucci kit.
Gucci kit.
That's still one of my favourites. Like, but yeah, there's so many different ideas, and Owen can knock up so many. It's very hard to choose actually. But I think we've done a good job over the years of keeping the kits like relatively on brand, but always slightly different. And
That's the. I think that's the good thing with us is that, we've made it fun. Like we're in an amateur league. Why not let's have some fun with it? Make it a bit different.
Yeah.
Also, obviously, you've got to make it a bit more commercialised. That you want people to want to buy these jerseys as well and wear them with pride. But also, we like to have fun with it as well. We might go all gold. We'll get the chrome buckets and and silver. In fairness, if it was up to like a Marky, we'd have all white. We'd have white gloves, white sticks, white skates, the full shebang.
That's what Mark Lang wants. That's a good answer to that question. Mark Lang wants us all in white kit,
all
head
white.
to toe. Which is funny when half of them don't even wash their tops, but
we'd end up looking like the cameraman on the ice.
Great job, guys, from Darren Robertson. Well deserved.
Thank you.
Sarah Muir asking, is there plans for us to get a new ice arena? So I don't know if that's.
Well, that's not within our remit.
You just play on the ice. You don't build them.
Yeah, that's a bit out with our pay grade. Let's put it that way.
you just read what everyone else has read.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you guys. What was it like lifting the trophy for the second time?
It was pretty awesome. I must admit. It's kind of strange because obviously the way it happened last year was so dramatic.
Yeah, it was so dramatic in the final.
And last game, it was Ben's empty netter within a few seconds. This game, obviously, I think the way we played as well, coming up to it, there was a weird feeling of it wasn't in doubt almost. We just seemed to be on this constant roll.
I didn't relax till it was 7-0. I was still absolutely crapping myself till it was 7-0, and then I turned to Stuart on the bench and I was like, I'll maybe relax now. But I don't know, it was a bit different not being in our ice rink, obviously knowing we were coming back here this week and we would probably be presented with a trophy and medals and stuff again, and with us it didn't feel any less amazing than it did last year.
No.
But last year we were so happy and so relieved and experienced this feeling with Aberdeen for the first time that we kind of just totally basked in the moment.
Yeah. And
we were in Aberdeen, so it was a big kind of celebration. But this time, we left with kind of a bitter feeling in the way the end of our season went after we won the league last year. So we still feel like we've got so much to do. Whereas last time we were so focused on the league, and rightly so, it is the most important and the hardest thing to win. But once we won it, it was almost like we slipped focus for a week or something like that, and that's not the case this time. So it was different, but still the same feeling of achievement.
Yeah, I would agree. And it's the same. The thing that was really nice this time around as well is obviously there was a handful of guys that didn't really make it last year who were able to make it this year. So you had likes of Juice, Hogan, Alex Newman. And you had even likes of Logan was able to be there.
Yeah.
There's a few different guys that it was really nice to see them being able to lift it, and then as well to see the amount of people that were there.
Yeah, that was
for an
crazy.
Away game. Because there was that element. No, it's not in our rink.
Yeah.
But then there was that many people. It almost felt like we were still in our rink. It was a really strange feeling.
Yeah.
600 fans there. It kind of felt like a home game away from home for
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really strange because obviously it felt like the Comets didn't have really any. If I'm honest, like at least compared to what we brought,
Yeah.
which made me feel really nervous as well.
It did the whole week, knowing. Obviously, maybe the guys don't know exactly what's happening,
Yeah.
but Jordan and I know like roughly how many people's going, what's happening, and the whole kind of occasion that was going around it, and did feel like a bit of a build up that made me kind of nervous because we certainly didn't take winning for granted. Last week or this week we were focused on getting the job done, whatever way it had to happen. So,
I think as well. Obviously, we had last season where we had with a total of 3 opportunities to win it.
yeah,
We went to Fife last year and got beat. So
Yeah.
I still had that in the back of my head
Yeah, me
going
too.
into it, thinking, we brought a good chunk of fans to Fife last year, thinking we were maybe going to win it,
yeah,
and it didn't happen. So going into Saturday there was like, I really hope this just doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
It was one of those nervous situations.
yeah. And as exciting as last season was at the end, and I would take it that way. Would have taken it that way again. I was much more keen to, get it over with.
Yeah.
Like if we could. I'm glad we did.
So we've got a really important question here from a Jack Flynn asking, who's your favourite D-man?
Oh, and Mickey.
Oh, Mickey. Isn't it like that?
I can go one.
We'll go
one to
Jamie
10 if we
Whitelaw.
want, yeah.
Yeah, Callum Smith,
Callum MacEachran.
Callum MacEachran, Toby Reynolds, Alex Newman. We'll even add Alex in there.
Yeah.
Sorry, Flynn.
Jamie Edmonds. Oh, Jack Flynn.
So we're one from an Andy Brown. Obviously, Ian Malcolm is back this season, and Callum after a short retirement. Which ex-Lynx player would you like to see back?
For me, it's Christian Johnson.
Yeah.
Every day of the week. He, like when we kind of mentioned about people, from other teams or whatever to come in and all this stuff. Looking back, it's always players we think who's gonna make us better,
Yeah.
who's gonna improve us, and who's gonna fit in. CJ's one that's always ticked those boxes.
Yeah.
And it's almost kind of gutting for him not to be here for this.
Yeah, because he was like a great teammate, a great player for us. He came here really young, and then he grew to be captain, and he was part of a lot of the groundwork that got us towards where we are today on the ice.
Yeah.
And unfortunately he's moved away for work or whatever, but we know that he could still play, and he could still play a huge role in our team. So whilst we couldn't really speak on other players that are currently like playing for other teams in the league, like he was the kind of person that you could welcome back with open arms. And to go on a kind of different tangent, like someone like Miku, he's obviously moved back to Czech, but he's been one of our most valuable import players across the years, and he was a great part of the team in a total different way. So,
We've got
That's a
one
good
here.
answer, actually. I like that one.
We've got somebody, another one from Greg Scott. Such a successful, tight-knit team. Is it difficult for young players to break into the main team? So that you've got like Logan just now, Connor. How difficult is it for the young ones to come up?
Yeah, I wouldn't say difficult. I wouldn't say difficult because we like to give them their chance.
Yeah.
And there has been times, obviously, this year where Logan and Connor have both played parts in good parts in games. And even you could even put Rory Wood in there as well.
Yeah.
He's one that's been really unfortunate just in terms of how things have gone with games with the 19s, where there's games where he probably would have gotten played and the 19s to go. But I wouldn't say we make it difficult.
Yeah, he's probably missed 4 or 5 games that he would have played half or full games just purely because of 19s fixtures or circumstances. But I think there's a clear pathway to get into the team now. We practice with younger players on Monday nights, and a lot of them stay on a Monday, and on Wednesdays, it's a little bit more hand-picked, but there's still a line of them out there, and if they're good enough and if they're getting the right experience at juniors and international level, that we want them there. We want them to be part of the team, and we can see a future for all of them. And
I think as well, it's integrating them the right way. Like, the last thing we want to do is go and throw some of these young players in the deep end to then sink. No, I think we've done pretty well in the likes of Logan this year, who's been able to come in. He's played a handful of games, played some minutes, and then he's then able to go and play his junior games and strive and from, by all accounts, be miles ahead of most of the players in his league.
Yeah.
So I think, and then you obviously see you've got the likes of Juice, Macaulay, guys like this who were part of our juniors, are now a pretty vital part of our team. And the thing is, it's going to happen. There's going to be guys as well that are going to go out of the game, through retirement, and whether they maybe move on, I don't know. But there's always going to be that element. So there's always going to be the chance for these guys to.
Yeah, and the good thing is now we actually see, like 5, 6, however many players that are ready to come through and will be coming through in the next few years. Whereas, in years past, even up to like 2 years ago, there wasn't that kind of crop of players coming through. And they're here now. We've got kids representing Scotland, like right through the age groups, and we can see from them coming on Mondays that there's younger players that are really ready to come into the team, like very, very soon.
I think that's the thing that impressed me as well with the younger, is that there's a kid in every age group.
Yeah.
You think when we were younger,
It was
maybe one or two were getting picked and that was it, and whereas now, and you can probably even see guys that weren't picked that you maybe think, I think they maybe should have been.
Yeah.
Or they've just been unlucky or whatever, they maybe just had a bad trial or something like that, but there's we're starting to see in every age group a good nucleus of like a squad and a team there.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And it's exciting because, like we say, if with that geography kind of being against us in a way when we're trying to attract players, or if we need anyone else to come into the squad, to know that there's like a core, of SNL players coming through to replace the Aberdeen core as they get older, or whatever the circumstance may be. It's encouraging.
As they go to the North Stars.
Pardon?
As they go to North Stars.
I'm not sure they want to do that.
Martin Rutherford did ask who's your favourite North Stars player.
Oh, him by miles.
Here at Leyden.
So
Matthew Sinclair's mine, actually.
So we've got a question from Shannon McIntosh. What's your favourite rink to play at? Obviously not Aberdeen. What's your favourite away rink? And maybe why?
I think Dundee for me, I reckon. Probably just it's one of the nicer ones, one of the bigger ones. For the most part, we seem to play pretty well there too.
Yeah.
I think that's up there for me.
I like going to Dundee because I played there for so long. Now I'm coaching, I quite like Rayhead because of the benches. Because you can walk behind, got plenty of space, room for manoeuvres, so that's pretty good. But you know what? The exception of Kilmarnock, and not in a nasty way.
No.
All the facilities are great, really. Like, Murrayfield and Kirkcaldy, they've got charm and character, and they're cool places to play. North Air's a good rink.
Yeah.
It's a good bus trip home. Like, yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with Kilmarnock, it's obviously just a little bit smaller and harder to play in, but for the most part, all the ice rinks are great to go to.
Yeah.
Okay. This one's from Fraser Sangster. Congratulations on the league win.
Thank you.
And getting back to the game in Dundee, do you expect to score in Dundee?
No, I don't think anyone would have expected that. That's good. I think there's an element of us wanting it as bad as we wanted it, and also probably an element of after maybe 3 or 4, I think Comets probably like they could. I'm not going to speak for them, but at least it seemed like they kind of gave up a little bit, where they felt they were done, and we felt like like Fraser was saying about, even though we were 5-6 up, you still never felt comfortable.
No.
So I think there was that element from us was, let's just keep going, let's just keep going, let's just keep going.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think a bad night at the office for the comments, for one, it's not something they're used to.
No. I mean, certainly during the day I was fairly restless before we came to the ice rink. And I was just sitting there like, at home chilling and thinking about what might happen and all kind of scenarios and situations, and that was not one of them.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't on my head.
No.
Like, you know, like, this could go well, this could be close, this
Yeah.
could go badly, but I never thought, oh, it'll go this well. And like
No.
I say, I still didn't relax until we got the first goal in the third period, and then I was like, okay,
I think as well, yeah, us going into the Comets results prior, when they beat Edinburgh, I think they beat Edinburgh twice, and
yeah.
going into the game, we definitely weren't we expected a game, and I think we did have. That first period wasn't.
No, it was close.
No, it was a close. It was a close period, but we kind of came out guns blazing. So
yeah, like their goalies, for the most part, is one of the harder goalies to play against in the league, and they've got experienced players like Sam and Beattie and McGiffin, and it's never an easy game, even if they maybe don't have quite as much depth as they have in the past. So, 10-0, it's just a blessing, really.
Yeah.
So now this is a question from David Swanson. This is maybe one looking at the future, guys. So, like Jordan, you've got a daughter, and I know that she's starting to put her skates on and pick up a stick. So he's asking, how long before there's going to be a Lynx girls team?
No, we've got a good few girls now in the club. I don't think there's probably enough yet. I think we've still got a ways to go in terms of that.
It's definitely grown all over Scotland.
Oh, massively, and it's great to see. It is really good to see, and I think as well, like me and Fraser will see it probably a lot more than others, like the PWHL in the States and Canada, the Pro Women's League now, that's getting a lot of coverage. So hopefully come time, it's just going to encourage more girls to come and play.
Yeah.
In fairness, right now I don't see my daughter playing, that's for sure. She's not a big fan. She likes her dancing and twirling about more than skating and shooting pucks. But
my niece seems like a little bruiser. see how she comes along in the next couple of years.
Again, lots of congratulations here. And what did any of the Lynx players have a late start? As in, did they start in their teens?
I think there has been a few guys. I think even JD was quite late in starting. I'm sure he was like 12 or something.
I mean,
before
I didn't start till I was 12, which was quite late. Callum and I started at the same time. He was 9, I was 12.
I think even Baz. I think Baz was pretty late.
Yeah,
he played roller hockey for a bit.
hockey first.
That's
Not entirely
interesting.
sure.
I think the rest of the team were pretty early on, in fairness, for the most part. Yeah, I think because even like I'm just thinking of myself and Loopy,
Marky was like
Marky,
5,
we were all
yeah.
like 5, 6 years old, starting out. I know Ben and Jamie were pretty young.
Yeah, I think for the most part everyone probably did start quite young. Callum at 9 was, and me at 12 was probably quite older. Yeah, I think you might be right. JD played roller hockey and he was maybe slightly late, but not totally late either. I don't think anyone would have been teens. I think everyone probably started playing before they were 12.
Yeah, there's no like proper late bloomers.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Only person we ever really had that was Johnny Jack. I think he started playing when he was quite a
I
bit
suppose
older.
even like last year, even like Ewan Smith, I think he was pretty early on in getting started. But yeah, there was no one else really, I don't think.
Okay, your least favourite D-man, Jack Flynn, says he quits.
Thank God.
Be quiet in training tonight at least.
So, we're coming up into the weekend. We've got a tough game on Saturday. How are you guys feeling about taking on the Caps here?
It'll be another good game. I think for us, we want to win every game. I think that's kind of been the mindset of the guys from the get-go. no, the way we kind of went into this, the way kind of Fraser mentioned as well about the way we won the league. There was an element, like last year, there was that element of we're done, whereas this year doesn't feel like that.
Yeah.
And if we can keep this momentum, then we want to keep it.
Yeah, and that's what all the other teams are, talking about momentum going in the playoffs. A lot of them have got games this weekend that can move them up or down. So everybody's playing this weekend in competitive games, and so are we. And like the way I always look at it, since we've started playing each other so many times, is you always want to win that series or tie that series at least. And this is the last one to for us to win. Like, I think points wise we drew with Tigers, but they actually beat us in 2 games. Kilmarnock have beat us in overtime and beat us in their ice rink, and we beat them twice here. So this is what we really want to do, win this final series. So we've won or drawn this series against every team in the league, because if you look at it like that, that's kind of how you build points and win the head-to-heads and get into the position where you're winning at the end of the season. And we've got to play Caps again at least once, at least. So it's important for everybody. And we across Christmas in the last 3 years we've had spells where we've underperformed, and I think it's because we've had less games or we've not trained as much or whatever. But this is perfect. We won on Saturday, we celebrated, we're at the rink Monday, we're at the rink Wednesday. We've got a really the most competitive game we could have on Saturday, and that leads us into the playoffs in good stead. What could be better preparation for the post-season by playing against one of our biggest rivals just before it starts? It's ideal.
So we're getting close to time, guys, but maybe time for a couple of little questions. One from Shannon McIntosh again. Would you guys consider having a pre-season friendlies to get warmed up like a lot of other teams do?
I think we did try.
Yeah.
I think we were probably a bit late in trying, but we did try. But I think that was a learning curve for us the past couple of seasons. Our starts haven't actually been great. No. I think we could beat both the first 2 games this year, and I think we won the first game. No, we could beat the first game the year before as well. So both years our starts have been pretty poor. In fairness, so I do think it is something we're definitely going to try and look at and prepare for next year.
Like I don't always love the idea of playing a team in our league for a pre-season friendly. I know that's what a lot of other teams do, but I don't know, we play each other so many times, and do you want to get that advantage by winning or losing against that team before the season even starts? So I think Solway are maybe too far up a league now to play against them, but you're talking like a Solway or a Whitley or NHL one team, that kind of thing. That makes sense. If it's beneficial for us to have a home and away game against them, and it gives preparation to another team, that would be cool.
So probably this will be the last question to fit in our time tonight, and that's from.
We can keep rolling.
Keep going.
Yeah, we're fine. If there's more questions, it's fine.
More questions,
You've got us down at the rink at 8. We don't know nice.
Okay, so congratulations from Elena. Well deserved. Is there anything more the fans can be doing to support the team?
It's pretty tough, because taking £600 away at Dundee was pretty. Make it 800 maybe. I don't know. Like, it was no. In fairness, I was saying to Jade, oddly, I don't know about you, but I thought that times on Saturday was a little bit quiet. I don't know if there was maybe nerves coming from the fans as well at times in the game.
Yeah,
where when we were, at least when I was feeling nervous throughout the game, there was times I thought, I could do with something from the crowd.
Yeah.
It was a strange feeling, because they did go almost at times just it went deadly silent, which was really strange. But I think they were just as nervous as what we were to kind of win.
Yeah. I mean, I think when we sell out as many games as we have had this season, And you know, with that many folk coming away, it's hard to ask for more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just happy they were on the other side of the ice, so I could hear myself talk to the players and hear myself think. That's normally my battle, so no complaints my end.
One thing I would say though would be pretty cool is just to see more like they done it this week. There was the post with the fans and they'd all showed their selfies and stuff. It'd be cool to see a bit more of that.
Yeah, the kind of interaction.
Yeah, a little bit more interaction. Just because we only see so much as players.
Sometimes you're tuned out to what's going on around
you're
you.
tuned out to what's happening in the stands and all this stuff and all the support, and you hear maybe the drum, you hear the odd shout. But it's nice to see. It's just nice to see everyone enjoying themselves at the games.
So like when you go back through the socials afterwards, just seeing the other side.
Yeah. It's always nice just to see people having fun at the games, because we're so like caught up in it. And
So
no, it's nice to see.
this leads us on to a good one again. Another one from Mark Dawson saying, "What's your mental state like on the ice during the game? A lot of pressure."
When I'm on the ice, no. The everything, like there's you would say the video where like there's a heap of noise, and then the guy steps on the ice and the noise just like goes. It's kind of like that when you step out on the ice. Probably different for you now, being on the bench.
Yeah, when I was playing, it didn't really bother me. Like, obviously, when we were kind of adjusting from different crowd amounts, but luckily for a long time now, I've played in front of bigger crowds, so you don't overly notice. Like, it's almost, you can almost hear more when there's not that many people there and the individuals are shouting. It kind of rains through the crowd more.
Yeah.
But yeah, now what I find is when I'm coaching, it's harder to get instruction across and getting the guys to focus to listen to you because of the noise that goes on around you. But it's a good problem to have.
So, a question from Tammy Woods. Why the line changes so late into the season? What influences you when...
There's a heap of influences go into it. Like I say, this year, especially like injuries. Injuries have played a major part this year. We had, from the get-go, Jack Hutton couldn't play because he was coming off a surgery. Jonathan Hogan then got majorly injured and ended up having surgery. Josh Purvis, his collarbone. Callum Smith, his shoulder. Gary Kelly with his knee. Snooze with his leg. Now Owen with his leg. So that's played a massive part this year. And also, we see the guys week in, week out. So you see what's working, what's not, what you think, and as well the team you're playing against sometimes can play a part in that.
I would say that like this year more than any year is the year where we've had to have the most discussions about what we're going to do for the lineup at the weekend. Sometimes we're thinking about if we're bringing up a junior or we're going to have to play someone out of position because we've only got a certain number of people. And then the other times we'll have 30 people and we're trying to fit in at 20 spots. And we take loads of things into consideration when we're thinking about it, but for the most part it's because we want to win and we need to win, and we're going to put the players that we think are going to on the ice at that point to win. And I think for the most part, really, if you looked at the lineups for every single game, it'd be very consistent as to who was on the top three lines and slotting in and slotting out. And it's fairly, I would say it's fairly kind of it's fairly established who's going to play where. And
I know for us that's the toughest part. Is probably for us is having to make some of those decisions.
Yeah, for sure.
Like we consider everyone in the team a friend, so then having to make a tough decision, and it's going to disappoint someone as well. Some of those decisions that can be really tough.
Yeah, like we've had some Thursdays and Fridays when we're both trying to work, and our phones are going off, and we're trying to work out everything. We're trying to think what's best and try to keep everyone happy as such. We're a competitive team and there's a reason why we're winning, but we certainly take everything into consideration. But you know, I think it's hard to battle against the decisions we make, because you know, the last 2 years we won the league, and the year before that we were close, and we weren't that far off before that. So you know, I think we've got a good idea of
what we're doing,
of what people's roles are and what they can bring to the team. And you know, sometimes someone moving down a line can be more valuable than someone moving up a line. You know, maybe if somebody goes from the first to the second, or the second to the third, maybe we have an even better result because they've brought experience or a different skill set to another line that was maybe missing it. So, you know.
Well, this leads us quite well on to the next one from Lee McCann. It says the club's had an incredible journey the last decade. What would you like to see happening in the next 10 years for the club?
to be where we are in the last decade is, I don't even know. I don't even think we could have fathomed this, if I'm honest. I think, like, no, when we won in 2016, like, that in itself was like a huge achievement, and at that point, I probably didn't ever see this, and this coming.
No, I didn't either. But I guess when you had the kind of the fans that we had coming in, and you had all the work that was going on in the background, maybe all we needed was success. You know, we needed a bit of a winning culture and a winning mentality, and that the playoffs gave us that initial spark, and then it was easier to attract players to kind of build with the core we've got, and then that's kind of led to where we are now.
Yeah, the fans obviously coming in and us being able to do what we do in the background has helped massively. I think, in the next 10 years, like, I don't want to say no to anyone from out with Aberdeen, but if we were somehow able to have a full competitive squad of just Aberdeen players, that would be something that would be.
Yeah, I mean, I see it as like I'd love us for the next 10 years to be competing every year, but that's not to say winning the league every year, winning the playoffs, winning the Scottish Cup. I would never take that as a given, but you know, for us to be in that top three, battling till the end of the season, in finals, in the final four, you know, for the next 10 years, and like you say, seeing all these young players that we've got coming up and becoming the new core, and supplementing that around it with like imports and stuff like that, and you know, just continuing what we've built on, like leaving a future for the kids coming up.
So this is getting onto the coaching side of things. One from Chris Ann, how are you finding the coaching side of things instead of playing? That's probably more to you, Fraser.
I like it. Like, I miss playing. I find coaching way more stressful, way more emotional. Like, you feel like you're playing every shift, but you're not, and you can't really do anything about anything that's happening out on the ice. It's hard to get 22 man-childs to do what you say or to listen, but you know, it's rewarding. Like, winning as a coach feels more rewarding than it did as a player, but I would never say I prefer coaching over playing. I miss playing.
Okay. Talking about coaches, one from Barry Carnegie, you might know him. It's like, what time's practice, guys, and should he bring his kids?
Yes, he should. He might get lucky.
So again, there's lots of ones. Proud of you guys putting Aberdeen on the map in regards to sports. That must feel good, getting hockey in Aberdeen in the papers. And
that's probably one thing I'd like to see more of in terms of, like, from local, local entertainment and whatnot. Is just to see it probably given a bit more credit, I think.
Yeah.
Because, I even went on one of the pages and I'd scrolled down and there was like 12 different sections of football and whatnot. And it took me a good chunk to get to where we've actually won the league. And we're the second most attended sports team in the city. So it's a little disappointing. The amount of support that they put into it, to not see it a bit more highlighted within the city is probably a little disappointing. But in terms of what they've done, like you say, we're now second most supported team in the city.
Yeah, and it's well established. Like we used to have to do a big Tuesday, Wednesday to try to sell the end, whereas now, the games are selling like 2-3 weeks in advance. It's and to get to that place where we've got such a core of fans that want to see every single game, whether we're playing against the top of the league team, the bottom of the league team, a cup game, a playoff game, to get to that point where that we can't get any more people in the door is pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
So I think we're probably coming close to the end of this tonight. So we've got a message for the fans, guys.
Come on.
Gary, you can say it. Message
For the fans. Come on, GK.
Go Cats!
Right. Well, thanks very much everybody for joining. I hope you enjoyed the live.
Thank you, everyone.
Tonight, and we'll maybe do it again sometime soon.
Maybe.
Right, thanks.
Cheers.